What's up, guys? It's part 2 of the Red Baron build. Picking up where I left off. I was assembling the main wing here, and I'm only doing the top wing because the other two wings are built the same way, the bottom wing and the center wing, except the center wing is built with 2 pieces of foam board, just like the top wing, just like how I got there. There's my center wing that I cut out. And then there's my wing spar. There's the lower wing. It's made out of 1 piece of foam board. Alright, so there's my bottom wing, center wing. And we were working on the top wing. When I left off, I was just cutting out for my hinges on my ailerons, like I got there. So once I went ahead and cut a 45 or a V-notch, I just went ahead and applied a little bit of CA glue down in the hinge line and then work it back and forth till it dries. That way you ain't got to use no tape or nothing for the hinge. Same thing on that side. Alright, now I was going to go ahead and apply some hot glue where the flap folded down on the wing here. I'll go ahead and do that. Just a nice little bead all the way down. Just like that. Alright, what I like to do too is to give the scallops a nice look, I'll take and press my fingers together really tight and run them down the scallops, just pinching the foam board. It gives it a more real effect. And I do it to all the scallops on all 3 wings. Just take and pinch it really hard and move your finger down each scallop. You can see it's creased a little. Alright, so there's our top wing made. There's our ailerons all hinged up. So there's our 3 wings, and they're all made pretty much identical, except for the top wing has your ailerons. And it's hinged from the bottom. So make sure you hinge it from the bottom side. Cut your 45 out. Alright, moving on here, I'm going to start on the main fuselage here. This is an inside view of the main fuselage. And what's going to happen here is the 2 sides are going to fold up against the bottom. Go ahead and tape this down on my foam board. Fuselage is made out of just 1 piece of foam board. There's our rudder on the plans and our rotary motor. We'll get that later on. Alright, now I got the fuselage taped to the foam board. So we'll go ahead and... What I want to do is go ahead and score all the lines where I got score, then V-notch. I just want to take and score all these right now. And there's actually 10 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm just going to go ahead and score them. to be pretty precise with these, because you want all the fuselage to fold up together real nice. There's 3. And I got 3 of them up in the front here, the nose. Don't worry about cutting out for your motor yet. We'll do all that once. Cut out the main fuselage. Also, don't worry about cutting out where your wing is going to be placed on the bottom. We'll do that after the fuselage is built. Alright, so I went ahead and scored those. Now I'm going to score the 2 lines. And this is where this is going to fold up and meet alongside the bottom piece. I'm going to score these 2 lines, and I'll pull that piece of foam out of there once I cut out the main fuselage here. I'll show you as I go along. Get up there. Make sure your plans stay in one spot. Sometimes it'd be tricky getting them right. And again, I'm just scoring it here. Alright, now I can start cutting out around the main fuselage. These are all just straight cuts. Get my little ruler on there. Alright, that's all the inner. I'll move along to the sides here. Like I said, you want to make sure all your cuts are nice and straight. It's going to be the main fuselage. Alright, so I got the back cut. I just want to work on the nose here. and not just freehand the nose. Remember, don't throw out none of your plans, guys, because there's a lot of diagrams to show you where your motor mount's going to go, and your servos. All right. I'll just go ahead and pull this stuff off here. Like right there, there's your landing gear mount. Let me go ahead and trim through the rest of this right here. Some scrap. Like here shows you where your control rods are going to come through the tail. Like I said, I just move all my plans right off to the side. I'll end up using them again. Let's see where I missed here. Alright, so there we got the main fuselage cut out. Now I want to go back in here where I got these lines scored. I want to remove the paper and the foam board out of this area. I'm just going to go back through and make sure I got them cut through. See, I got it notched out there. I'll just go ahead and break the foam away from the inside here. Alright, like I said, this is going to fold up to be your sides. And again, you want your sides to fold up to the bottom of the fuselage, like that. Alright, now where I took and scored all those lines, I'm just going to cut out a slight V-notch out of each one. Maybe like a 1/16. Don't have to be a very thick V-notch, you guys, because it's not really got to bend that far to meet up to each other. I'm just taking a little V-notch out of all 10 of the lines that was scored. Get all that foam out of there. I know the nose is going to fold up pretty far, so I'm going to go ahead and V-notch on both sides of it. So that way I know I can get this to fold up further. Alright, there. So there's our main fuselage cut out. Now I'm going to take and start hot gluing some of this together. And again, you barely got to use any glue in here, guys. But again, you want it to fold up against the side of the bottom. Just hold it up nice and straight. Do the same thing on the other side. Now I'm going to start working the nose pieces up on here. And again, you guys can always go back and hit it from the inside with some hot glue. Go ahead and line it up real nice. I'm going to go ahead and do the last two pieces for the nose. Like I said, you guys can always go back from the inside and hit it with some more hot glue. Go ahead and start with this bottom side. I like to put the hot glue on the inside of the flap, so that way it butts up against it real nice without getting hot glue all over the place. Right here. Just put it up against there. You see the main fuselage coming together. Same thing on the back two pieces. Just go ahead and do both of them at one time. Let that set up for a second. You have the glue hanging off there, guys. You can always clean that up later. I'm going to take and run right up the back of this one and join it up in the back. Alright, so there we got our main fuselage built. Always clean up any of these corners with some nice hot glue. Just like that. Alright, then you can come back in here and fill in some of these V-notches we cut out. Just add some good strength to the plane. Just drop it in there and wipe it off with my finger. If you guys don't want to burn your finger, you can go ahead and use a popsicle stick too. And go ahead and clean up some of your edges and stuff. The extra glue off there. Alright, so there's the main fuselage. Now what you can do is go back to your plans. Like I said, we were going to cut out for the lower wing placement. What I like to do is just take and stick the plan back on there. You can see where it's going to go. Let's take and cut that out. And this is going to be for our lower wing. Boom. And what I do is just trace this on here. Set the template where it needs to be. sure it's nice and even. There's my right side. I'll do the same thing on the left side. Line it up real nice. Now you can take and connect on both sides where they meet with the center line on the bottom. Now we can take and cut that out of there. So I'm just going to use a straight knife. Remember, you got some hot glue back there too, so it might be a little tough to get through. Go ahead and continue it over to the other side.